There's a number of options, but the core one that we offer is what's called fully maintained contract hire. And that's really where we provide the vehicle plus all the services that you need to keep the vehicle on the road during its working life. So we acquire it using our buying terms, so our purchasing power. We manage it during its working life, so we repair it when it needs repairing, we maintain it, we put tyres on it, and we take it back at the end of the contract and dispose of it for the company. There are different variations on that same contract, so you can do the same sort of contract but without a maintenance agreement. So it becomes a finance agreement where we buy it and we take the risk on the vehicle. So we take it back at the end of the contract, but we don't actually provide the maintenance services. And we also can actually buy a company's vehicles that they've already bought themselves. So that's a thing called a sale and lease back. So if they've got assets tied up in the company, we can release the cash from those assets by buying them and then leasing them back to the company on either a maintained or a non-maintained basis. Well, some of the key bits is taking risk out of the business. So a business that pays a rental and pretty much it knows that rental is all it will pay in terms of its vehicle costs. Now, you have to be careful about the contract that you write because when contract hire started, it was a concept called fixed cost of motoring. And that really was, you pay X amount a month, you return the car at the end of it and you move into your next contract. In recent times, there's been all sorts of additional costs added into the lifetime of the vehicle. So if you accidentally drive the car into the curb and damage the tyre, then you would be recharged for that tyre because it wouldn't be classed as fair wear and tear. If you accidentally lock yourself out the car and you need somebody to come and let you in, you'd be recharged for it. If you damaged the car when it was returned and there was some money to spend on the car, then you get recharged for that. But we've actually constructed our product in such a way that we take out those risks. So unless it's really, really true driver abuse, or unless at the end of the contract the amount of damage is over £500, then we don't recharge the customer. So we, as much as possible, are trying to move back to this fixed cost of motoring. And that's the thing to look out for, because when comparing one rental with another, you need to know what's included. If they want to remove the risk of running those vehicles, and let's face it, most businesses have got enough risks in terms of managing their customers and managing their own contracts, then I'd recommend they actually come to a company like ours, because we can take away the risks. And we can also use our buying power, not just for the price of the vehicle, but also for the cost of the tyres through its life, the actual maintenance events, and multiply out the number of vehicles we've got on our fleet. We've got a lot more than any one customer can have in their own right. So our buying power should be an advantage to them as well. Most companies will know the way in which they want to present themselves in terms of their image into the market, and some of that may be about how much they're prepared to spend on the vehicles, whether they want to be green, or they want purely cars that are tools to do the job. But the thing that companies should do is look at what's called the whole life costs of a vehicle. So they shouldn't just look at the cash price, they shouldn't just look at the rental, they should look at things like how much does it cost to insure it, or what about national insurance contributions, what about fuel, what about CO2 emissions. They should look at everything to do with the running of a car or a van over its actual, the working life that they intend to use the vehicle. It's quite straightforward, really. The first thing to do is to have a look at what special offers we've got at the moment through the internet, which you can do through hsbc.co.uk and through the business section there. That'll give you an idea of the sort of special offers that we've got. There is telephone numbers on there that you can contact us with your specific needs, depending on exactly what sort of vehicle you want and what specification you want. And you can actually talk to your relationship manager, and your relationship manager will know our specialists, and where appropriate we can actually ask for one of those specialists to come and talk to you and help you in your final decision making, and if necessary help you in your choice of vehicle.